Hello, 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 and welcome back to the channel. All right, so y'all, I know I said I wasn't gonna buy no more molds, but sometimes, things just come up and you just have to. So here I am, y'all. I got some Barrett molds. I never even thought about making barrettes, but then I thought about it. I've got two beautiful little granddaughters, and I'm going to make them some barrettes. And I also got some comb molds. So yeah, and I gotta get stuff because I'm doing this VEDA Day thing, and August is what, 31 days in August? I don't remember. So anyway, let's start with, let me see. Let's start with these. Let's do these, okay? All right, so we're gonna use different mediums, of course. Little girls like sparkly things. So we're going to do some, where's my pink sparklies? That's red. Purple. Well, I'm not gonna inundate them with purple, y'all. Here we go. So we got those pretty pink. That's pretty pink. What else we got? Oh, that's kind of a mauvey pink. Oh, that's pretty. It's an orange, but that's pretty. Okay. All right, so we're gonna use those, and I'm going to grab a mica powder. We'll use that on one as well. So let me get these things mixed up, and we'll get started. Remember, PPE. I got my gloves on, I got my mask on, I got my head wrapped up, got my windows open, fan going. There you go. Protect yourself. Be right back. All right, so I got our colors ready that we're gonna work with. So we have the red sparkles, the little orangey looking sparkles right here. And hey, baby. And got some purple, of course. Always gotta have purple. And then I've got those other mauvey, the mauvey sparkles right here. So let's start out with the mauvey since I have it in my hand. It's got a little drip there. Q-tips always come in handy. Always, always, always. All right, so we can spread that out a little bit. Now these molds are shallow, so you won't have to use a lot of product in these. Okay. All right. Next, let's use our pink sparkles here. We'll do that in the big mold. How about that? Y'all, it is loud in my house tonight. If it gets too loud, I might have to do a voiceover, but hey, I have people in my house, so we enjoy life in this camp. That was my son-in-law I just spoke to. He just came in from work. All right, so let's use this sparkly, orangey looking. I don't know where I saw these, but I saw them somewhere last night, and unfortunately, you know, I've been trying to break her up with Amazon, but, you know, that's the boyfriend that I can roll over at night and go, you know what, I want to buy. And, yeah, and I just reached over and bought it. So, anyway, I don't know where I saw these, where I was looking and saw barrettes being made. I honestly cannot remember. Okay, so we're going to do the brown and black. Okay, and this is the black. I think I put orange in that last one too, didn't I? So we don't want all that to blend in. So let me grab the orange. Ooh. There we go. That worked out just lovely. Let's put a little black right there. And we'll just put a little orange right there. Cool, 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 cool. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Look at that. All right, so now let's do the purple. Ooh, you know what? I wonder. Ooh, okay, y'all know I'll be getting some wild ideas, so let me grab, where's that black? Where'd that black go? Here it is, okay. I'm going to put black. Okay. And then I'm going to drop this purple in here. Guess I better put purple in there, fill that up, right? Ooh, do I have y'all in frame? I do. Okay, sorry. There we go. Sometimes when I'm editing, I go, oh man, I didn't even have y'all in frame. But fortunately, I catch myself and I come back. That's cute. How about if we try that with another one? How about we do purple all up and down there? I just happen to make too much purple, y'all. You know, y'all know how that goes. Purple is my color. I don't do it on purpose. It's cool how you can just, when I'm playing with this resin, y'all, my imagination is just going wild. I mean, I'll be in the middle of doing something, then I'll get another idea. And there you go. Oh, look at that. That is going to be lovely, y'all. Look at that. Okay, and we got a little bit of that left. So I'm gonna put that there. And let's do this. Let's put this over here. If they blend it together, great. If they don't, no worries. We're just letting stuff do what it do tonight. And then we have one last. Okay. We'll put this on this end. Sorry, I'm blocking y'all's view. All right, look at that. Aren't those lovely? Just lovely. Okay. I'm going to put these under the light. Make sure there are no bubbles. And I'll be back once secured. Oops, see, got bubbles right there. Be right back. All right, guys. Okay, so these have cured. So let's take them out. Let's see what we got here. Let's do these first. Oh, that's nice. Let me take these gloves off. Be right back. Okay, now we got my hands out the gloves. All right, so we'll finish. These are turning out real cute, y'all. Look at that. And I will put the hardware on so you can see how I do that. These are really cute. They're lightweight. Of course, look at that. That's that black and purple that I did together. And just the purple. It's almost like a glass, huh? And that's really, well, you know what? Everything with purple is pretty to me, but that's really pretty. And of course, the lovely tortoise shell. I like that technique. I learned that technique again just by watching somebody. Again, I can't remember their name. She was doing a tortoise shell for earrings, like those tortoise shells I did for those earrings before. So yeah, okay. And then I had some purple left, so I just made a couple of more purple ones. And then I had that little bit of that sparkly left, so we did that. All right, so let me get the hardware, and I'm gonna show you how I put these together. Now, I did make some other barrettes earlier today, so let me show you those. So these are all the little barrettes that I've made today. So I'm going to put the hardware, or bring the hardware out, show you how I put the hardware on, and see what they look like when we get done. Be right back. All right, so the molds themselves came with a package of the smaller clamps. And then I purchased another packet of clamps, hair clips that have different sizes in them. So they also have the same size that came with that, but then they have this. They have this as one, and then this is another. And they've got these in both gold and silver. Okay. All right, so, sorry for all the paper rattling. Okay, so the way I'm going to get these to adhere, now you can use a glue gun, and I'm sure that you've had barrettes that, you know, that you have purchased, and the clamp comes off, right? Because it's been glued on. So I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is use my handy dandy light thingy here. I am going to put some resin. I don't need it all in the cup, and I'll put it on the bottom of the cup here. So I just put some resin on the bottom of my cup. So what I'm going to do is, I see the placement. I see how I'm going to place it here, okay? Let me push these out of the way. So I see how I'm going to place it, And apparently, now I'm not one for wearing barrettes. I can't tell you when the last time I wore one. But apparently, it does a hangover. So there's a little hangover right here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is take the barrette and I'm just going to put resin on it this way. Okay, and place it where I want it on. Okay, then I'll take my light and we'll just cure it. You can put it under your curing light too, which is what I'm gonna do with the rest of them. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to attach the clamps, the hair clamps to the barrette. So I'm going to get all of these done. Then I'll come back and show you what it all looks like. I'm excited about these guys. I've never done barrettes before, so I'm trying to expand my horizon. You know, there's smaller things that I can do, you know, because I'm kind of backing away from those larger projects because they use so much resin, and I'm just not there yet. Okay, so oops, well, that's not on there, so I'm gonna have to put this under. I'm gonna have to put it under the light, y'all. Put it under the light. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it under the light, then we'll be back. Okay, so I set it up under the lamp, and now it's all adhered to it. All right, so I'm gonna get the rest of them done, and I'll come back and show them to you. I just wanted to let you see that it will adhere, making sure you put it under the UV lamp. Okay, be back. Okay, so I found an easier way to get these things attached, which is just put a dot of resin on the end and just set it there. And then I'll put them all under the light. So I'm almost done with them. I just wanted to show you that as I am doing this, you know, you discover easier and better ways to do things. So all right, I'm gonna finish this up and I'm gonna show you everything. All right, guys, they're all done. So the clamps are on there and they're on there nice. So you don't have to worry about those coming off, man. I use the same thing when I'm doing some other things that require connections. I will use the resin because it's guaranteed to hold. So here they all are. Here are all the barrettes or the clamps that I've made. I'm thinking about doing some other ones and using my Cricut machine to do a little bit more embellishing on them. But I think my grandbabies will like these. I'm gonna make some more. That's probably my favorite one. I mean, I love purple, y'all know that. But this is probably my favorite one. That's one of the ones I made initially. But yeah. So that's it, my friends. Again, I'll take a picture, put it on the back end so y'all can really examine them. But in the meantime, thanks a lot for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye. Okay, here's a look at them close up and personal. They are so nice and so pretty. Even all my purplicious ones. And I don't wear barrettes, but I might. Look at that. That turned out so nice, that black and that purple. That turned out so nice. All right, guys. That's it. Thanks again for watching. Bye.